Thank you so much for staying tuned. If you just joined us, this is TMI, the first segment. Yes, you get to see emotions fly because of interests and, of course, political party affiliation, loyalty play out itself in the first segment. Well, I have here with me in the studio a Labour devotee. Yes, one-time Vice Chairman of the Nigeria Labour Congress, Edo State Chapter. And of course, one time also permanent secretary of the Ministry of Agriculture in Edo State, though retired, not tired. And he is a very, very active activist. And if I call him an elder statesman, I'm not making a mistake because I contributed immensely to the growth and development of Edo State. He has paid his dues. Join me to welcome Comrade Bashir Kadri. Welcome to TMI. I appreciate your comments, sir.
Thank you, Wilson, for having me.
Thank you so much. I know that you were watching them, you know, speaking their mind, you know, talking true to points and aspect, getting emotional on the other hand. Briefly, before talking about the local government, strategies and policies of political parties in the forthcoming Edo State governorship election. What's your take on it?
Wilson, I will tell you this, that what I expected to see this morning was to see people talking their own ideological definition. I wasn't expecting these tantrums. What I expect to see is to discuss your ideology. What is your strategy? What are you planning to do? Not begin to attack John. That means that there's something wrong. If you attack people, that means there's something you want to tell us, nothing you want to tell us from your own end. You don't have anything to give us. So all you just come to do is to tell us, attack John, attack Peter. I said, no. Strategies does not mean you're attacking people. It's tell us, what do you want to do as an organization? I think this problem came because there's no longer ideological definition. Parties were supposed to build under ideology. They have ideology that drive what they are doing. In the eras of the MPN and UPN, you hear free education, you know, and all of that. Yes. They will tell you straight away what they want to do. They will tell you how they want to go about what they want to do, and they tell you what their strategies are. That's what I expect to see. But when you now leave those issues, your questions were not answered. All I needed to see was to tell me, oh, my party's ideology is X. Given ideological bearing, we are prepared to have what we call all-inclusive governance, where everybody in the system will be relevant. And in fact, if you ask me quite frankly, the story of whether regional or not regional doesn't even make sense. Because many a time we have seen where this regional definition have not given results. There are situations where people, because it's now our turn, our tribe has never become before. Many universities suffer a fate because of this tribal definition. People were picking VCs from the point of tribe. Oh, people should, it is still in our land, we should become the VC, this one. And the person that came on board through that umbrella didn't do anything proper. Even the people who were agitating they should come on board. Some people carry placard at the middle of the man's tenure to say he must go. These are the issues. So let us take the best. Let us design a template that will bring out the best from among all of us. Like what I heard some people are doing, okay, well, this group analyze, then bring the best from you. Let us see how we can. Beautiful. These are strategies. So that you can now leave the old system and now have a new system that will be all-inclusive. So I expect that our political parties should begin to think of their ideology now, if they have one. Because if you have ideological definition, to cross carpet to another party will be difficult for you. If you're ideologically driven person who believe in ideology, look at the US and other countries. Some people have been in their party, what they call it, the Republican Party or Democratic Party, for over 50 years. They never left. But here, this more, everybody jump. So we must begin to drive our politics from an ideological perspective, so that we don't look at don't look at individual challenges. We look at the global picture and situate it in our ideology. So that if tomorrow I win an election, I'm going to be governed by the ideology of my party, which I campaigned with, not by how many people are insulted, how many people are called names. And I'm appealing to our people, we should stop this issue of name calling and insult. Let us focus on real issues and a strategy, an agenda. What is our agenda? It should be what you should be flying now. So people listen to you, they will say, oh, this political party, I think these people are more stable. They are telling us what they want to do. Let's look at it from the perspective of what is the current situation, what is the current dynamics. Is it in tune with what we expect to see? So that people can judge you from your ideology. Not the point I wake up in the morning, the next thing I say, Wilson, yesterday was this one. No, they're asking me what's my strategy. Not about Wilson or his friends. It's about what's my strategy as a party. So my strategy must be built on the ideology of my party. So that when I'm working on it, people will not begin to take me and say, this man told us something. Is he doing what they say he was going to do? The political party he belonged to, is it their ideology? Are they real? Now, this man, what he's doing now, is it in tune with the ideology of his political party? Because I'm not sure I've seen any party's ideology in the recent past. Like I saw during the eras of the SDP and NRC, where the party manifesto were in their hands, were handy. They were everywhere. You can have copies of them. And then, so they were ideologically driven. In other countries of the world, why are they making meaning? It's because every political party have ideology. People will say, yes, this ideology, want to follow this ideology. But here you are, everybody is looking for me, not the party. People jump upon party on that party, not because of the party, but because they want to use the party as a cover, as a place to climb. Once they go in there, they change the story. Look at some of them now. They enter through one political party. Yeah. While they're in the office, they deflect. They cross over. You ask a question, they say because the party has crisis. And so if party has crisis, and so what? That party, when you were going there, what did you see in the party? If you were naturally somebody who believes that ideology, you will not jump just like this a small moment. Every party must have its own challenge. Every party must have its own crisis. And how you resolve those crises makes you a political party that people can trust. If a party have a crisis, it can't resolve its crisis. How can it resolve the national crisis? How can it handle the national crisis or the state crisis when it comes? Because every leadership has crisis. There must be a problem midway or between or somewhere along the line. Is your capacity to manage your problem makes you a superstar for us to say, convince us that you have a capacity to lead us. If you are scared of problems, then how are you going to lead us? A lot of them just tell you one story that they, okay, imagine yesterday you were in political party A. By this morning, you are moving to political party B. And when they ask you, say the party have problems, that's how I'm moving. So if the party don't have problem, are they spirit there? Are they not human beings in that party? They must be. So why not sit down together and see how you can settle that problem and solve it?
All right. Now take a look at the price of the forms from each political party. Some are saying that this is like too high. From what one of the analysts said, they said, look, this is like a way to show seriousness and to bring in a process of screening. What do you have to say about that?
Well, that is purely the party definition of how to screen. Every party must have its own guidelines, have its own conditions of who's qualified. And if the party decide that how they were able to get the best to drive the process is by putting a high cost in the buying of forms, so be it. But the truth is that we want to get the best, and many a time, this is an opinion, many a time, the best are not the richest. So you are likely going to have a problem if money is the subject matter. You're going to have the problem of somebody you are bringing on board who can pay that bill, who want to come and get the money back. Some of them may have borrowed the money to pay, so that when they come on board, they now begin to pay their masters. And paying their masters means that they will not have the moral standing to tell their master that what you are saying I should do, I will not do it because I have my conscience. Because first of all, if you have conscience, how do you expect somebody to finance you and not ask to pay the money back? So you must be prepared to be independent, relatively well, I use relatively well, to be able to do what you want to do. For instance, a young man is intelligent, and people see him as intelligent. They say, oh, this man will support him. John, come on, let me give you 20 million. The man giving that money to you have an agenda. You know, in some countries, they tell you there's no free lunch. Everything they do for you, either you pay in cash or in kind. Either now or later. There's no way you will not pay back. So the story of the money you are going to bring on board, like I said, it's an opinion. If you say, okay, you increase the money so that you can select those who are coming, you may likely, though chances are also that the good one can come on board, but you may likely going to have a position where the bad becomes this choice because they have the money to pay. And the good may not have the kind of money to pay. So it is something that we must be careful of. Why, for me, you're deciding who you're ticketing, you must also look at the moral content and the person's mental stability. when considering who will be contesting your primaries. There must be conditions that will reflect the moral content, that will reflect the mental stability, or psychic stability of the person that's going to come on board. Because sometimes many people who find this money to give and pay the big bills already have an agenda from the very beginning. I'm spending 10 billion, so I'm going to get the money back. For them, it's an investment. It's not about service. It's about money making.
All right. Now, you just said I want to go for a break. When we return, we'll continue with a discussion. Then we'll delve into the no allocation proposed by the Senate for local governments being run by transition chairmen. Don't go over. We'll be right back.
TMI. Every opinion counts.
It's a live studio, so you can get to hear one or two comments. Yes, it is allowed. It's a live studio. I still have Comrade Bashir Kadri in the studio, and we'll be taking a look at 2024 parties, strategies, and politics, policies, rather, how it's going to affect the outcome of the election. Well, right now, I want to delve into what is going on in the Senate that led to them saying that any local government being operated by transition committee will not or should not be given allocation. All right, all about local government autonomy proposed a bill of zero allocation to transition committee chairman of local government. What do you have to say about this proposal that is burning right now in the Senate?
I think they should devise a new means.
A new means?
Yes, because you are going to put the innocent one in jeopardy. Worker salary will not be paid. And these workers are not the reason for why there was no election in the place. So what is their offense? They are going to hold back their allocation because there's no chairman in the council. So what about the workers there? Are they not legitimate workers? They are legal workers. They are employed there by law. And a laborer deserves his wages. So if you don't release allocation to them as a way of punishing, who are you punishing? The governor who gets his allocation as a state, who enjoyed himself for the assignment he's doing? Then local government, what is their offense? So I think the Senate people should go and think out of the box and think very clearly before they take decisions of this nature. I understand clearly why they feel the way they feel. It is not right not to have local government chairman in office. It is constitutional provision that every council must have an elected officer. The people of the council have a right to elect who will manage their affairs. This is clear. It's a constitutional matter, and I agree with it completely. But to the extent that that is true and is right, I do not want to suggest that the workers who were also employed by law and their wages were also defined by law should not be starved because the political class refused to do what they need to do. So senators should go and think and see how they can hold who is responsible enough, who is responsible for not having the election, and hold him responsible so that we can have a properly justified action and the action that will give results. Because what you are doing now, if you don't give local government their allocation, how does it affect the states? So going again the allocation, so what is the big deal? It can only be creating crisis. The real people who will suffer are the workers and the local government. So I think we must think of out of the box and navigate this issue so that we can get the real target hit. Because I know they want to hit somebody. They want to hit the real target so that they can work. But I think the target you are hitting now is not the real target, right? It's the wrong person.
But they are saying the governors that are draconian, the kind of approach of local government can. So that's the target, because some of them operate via transition committee chairman.
That's what
and according to the constitution and democracy, it is not healthy.
That's why I'm saying that as a body that makes law for our country, they must always think of what is the consequence of the law we are going to do. Is it going to address the subject we want to achieve? Are we going to get the result? Or who are those that are going to be the casualties? I'm saying here, Wilson, that the casualties will be the workers. They'll be the workers. Because when there's no allocation, how are they going to pay salaries? That's my major concern. They should think of how to get this matter resolved using political approach. But what they are doing now, they're going to make it a law and make it that if no council chairman, there'll be no allocation to the council, then you are only creating problems for all of us. Don't forget that these workers, are the people who made the small economy work. The market woman depends on the workers to make our money. The vulcanizer, the workers, them. The electrician, the workers. So if you decide that the workers' salary are not going to be paid, because what they are saying now, it simply means directly, I won't say by inference, directly, that there will be no salary for workers in the local government. So as long as that thing remains, that's what will continue. So they should design an approach that will change this story and make the governors sit up to their responsibility and have the elections that they need to help. Then the second thing I want to mention here, and this brings me to the subject matter. The local government elections are designed many a time by the states. It's also a tier of government. So I'm thinking that the local government election should be designed by the Electoral Commission and not by the state SEC, so that there can be a clear picture of what happened. You can say, okay, chairmanship is by the INEC. Why the councillor can be by the state? I have no problem with that at all. Because when you now anchor this particular thing in the hands of the same state, which you now say are not prepared to organize election for these people, what are you expecting? You must have this normal, what we call, what do you call it now, bar wagon. And it's not only all the political parties are guilty of it. All of them. All of them. Once the elections are started, everybody in the place will go to one say, and it's settled. So for me, there must be an umpire that will be relatively not compelled by the state to do what they need to do. There must be an umpire that will have some sense of clearness. I know that it's difficult to have that, but it's possible. So we should allow the system to work, not to cage the system before it started working. Because when you now tell a man what he wants to do before he started working, you already trick his mind. Let him face it and do the thing the way it should be done. So as far as I'm concerned, the local government allocation may not be the best way to make the state governors to conduct election for the local government. The people that are going to suffer, even if it's just 2-3 months, don't forget that there was no such thing, yet salary may not pay the local government. Is it not true?
Yeah.
It didn't happen. They were getting allocation, but yet salary may not pay. So what now happen if you now seize the allocation?
No, but right now, for what they said, that this should be the first step to local government autonomy, that this time around we're going to be given to the local government council itself, but the first step is for them to be democratically elected and validate their position till their tenure elapses.
Now, can I inform you, my dear? You are holding the revenue back, that the council should be staffed. That's what I'm saying, Wilson. Maybe you don't understand what I'm saying here. I have no quarrel with the fact that there's need for us to have constitutional provisions and work with the constitution as it ought to be. I have no quarrel with that at all. I'm very much in tune and in sync with it. I agree with it completely that there must be, I use the word must, because by constitutional provision, the local government must have a chairman elected, must have councillors elected. That's what the rule says. So if you have that at the state level, you must also have that at the local government level. The way you have that at the federal level. What is the local government offense? What is their offense? You have federal, you have state, you have local government. Local government are now being strangulated. Because of the allocation. Because they are saying that the state governments are the one being draconian here because they handle this allocation with impunity. Can I inform you, sir? If the parliament sit down properly, yes, they can rejig this law to make a water type project. They can. How? Yeah, fine. What is currently going on now? You say the state government are stifling them. Isn't that what you said? Yes. According to reports. Who says that if you go and make the law now and that they do not need to go to the state government to get their money? Who says you can't make that law? And that the autonomy of local government is now being defined by the law. So all monies will pay directly to the local government. Not through any jack. Because right now they have a jack. Yeah. And that jack, they meet in that jack, discuss what they want to do. So if you are genuinely talking about local government autonomy, local government autonomy means what? It means independence. Not that you say I'm free, the next thing you hold my shirt at the back, I will drag it back, you say I'm free, go now, go. Meanwhile you're holding my rope, you holding rope on my neck. You tie rope on my leg, you are holding it at the back, I'm moving, you are telling me, go now. Whereas you know you are the one dragging my leg. And I can't scream. So the best thing, let them go to the law and clean up the law. So that the autonomy of local government, which is overdue, is overdue. To have a council, to have a local government, you say local government is a tier of government. It's a level of government. So who says? Are they level of government actually? No. They are a sub of a state. So the day you want to make them...
But that's what the Red Chamber is fighting against right now.
Now the Red Chambers, you go back and rethink. Not seizing the allocation that will give you. That's what I'm saying. You are saying seize the allocation. If they don't have a council, don't give me allocation. Who are you punishing? The workers of the place.
But they're saying no pain, no gain.
No, see, this pain is not normal, because you are attacking the wrong person. If I'm doing a work and the work I'm doing is for me to get results and I have pain, I don't have problem with that at all. It's like I'm coming here now, I must trek or drive. Is it not true?
Yes.
That's the kind of pain. And I get here, whatever stress I pass through, I won't complain. But by the time you inflict that pain on me deliberately, when I'm not the reason for the problem, then you are not fair to me. The issue here is that the workers of the council are not the problems of the council. So the issue of their allocation not being seized, or to be seized because they don't have a local government chairman, is it their fault? If you're not paying them salary, are you fair? Or are you telling me if you don't want to release money to the council because of the governor, then you will pay worker salary? Abi? If you agree with that one, I have no problem with that at all. You simply say, okay, all the worker salary we will pay, but no, okay. So the point I'm making is this, my dear, is that the Red Chambers, or the Red Chambers, not yet, Red Chambers, you know, call them Red Chambers.
Yes.
If the Red Chambers want to, let them think out of the box and make sure the autonomy of local government is properly sacrosanct. Because as it stands today, the elections are conducted by who? To the council. Who does the election?
Of course, the states. That's the election.
So what are you saying? If the state does the election, there's already an issue here. The election should be done independently too, without the state managing the election. So that if election of the presidency is done by INEC, election of governor is done by INEC. So what is the offense of local government? You say the local government is the third leg, Abi? They are all 3 legs. Is it not true? So if there are 3 legs, so why do you have to choose that somebody else? And then how do you expect, what is the moral justification to ask state governors to preside over the election of these people and that they will not have an impact on them? How? Because let's be fair, what is fair is fair. You look at what is the cause, not the consequence. Look at the consequence, look at the cause. What is the cause of this problem? So you look at that cause and have solution to that cause. Because as we speak right now, they decide to become local government chairman through their own medium. Some cases they are good, some cases they are not. But again, you expect that because they know that if whoever comes on board must be loyal to them to be able to do their own bidding. In some cases, yes, they make it free. Everybody can contest, whoever win. Some cases, no. Majority of the cases, no. People decide who becomes what. And they go into the election ground, help them campaign. They go and campaign with them in all the local government councils, or all their wards in the place, campaign for them. So when they campaign for you, what now happens? You must pay back, either in cash or in kind. So as far as I'm concerned, they should allow the local government to be as autonomous as possible, clean it, managing it. Now, if you say they're going to be an oversight function like you do in the parliament,
yes,
fine. But not that from the point of entry to the point of exit is purely at the expense of this. And you are telling me that you are going to now hold the local government responsible. Let the lawmakers ask themselves questions. What is currently going on now, is it normal? Can it give you the result that you want to get? So the point I'm making, which is very clear here, is that it is not holding the allocation that the business problem. Let them sit back and look at the laws and rejig the laws so that it will be clear to everybody that the council can now go to court and get judgment that there have been infringements on the right of the councils.
But they've been going to court to no avail.
Now, but that's what I'm saying.
For instance, even in those states, some persons sue the ruling governors there, but nothing happened.
Are you aware, my dear?
Yes.
Because the current state structure of what they do does not give them such leverages. Because as far as I'm concerned, the books, the laws are clear. You work on them as a parliamentarian and make stiff rules on those laws. If there are light, I will make them rule. Like I said just now, one of the things I can advise is that let the council chairmanship election not be anchored at the state level. If the 3 of them, you say there are three levels of government. Isn't that what people say?
Yes.
So what is the offense of the local government that they cannot be done by INEC? Why must it be done by the state government?
Are you not saying that that's what's giving them leverage over the local government?
And I'm telling you that that's the beginning of the problem.
Okay.
Because at every level, if I influence your coming, Wilson, into office, are you not owing me? No, come. Be frank. This is frank talk now. You're not owing me. You're owing me. You're owing me allegiance. It's like a man finance your election, and you say the person have no right in you again. What happens? Today I was saying something about strategy. If, for instance, people you are bringing on board, you say they must be millionaires or billionaires to contest, and the good ones, of course, many of the good ones don't have such billions. It is the bad ones that have the billions. Majority of people that in this country are very rich people, go and look at their history, they have terrible history. Majority of them. Though there are good ones among them who are genuine, but there are so majority of them who are not. And many a time when you open up the doors of politics, it is those ones who are not genuine that are always flogging the market of politics. Majority of them. And so when you now come and say you want money, if you want to buy my form, buy this form. The form is now 200 million, 100 million, whatever it is. And the person who has intelligence, who is humble, who is prepared to work, who has an agenda, who is clear-headed, who understands what leadership is all about, doesn't have such money, will he come or he will not? So, and then if he's not coming, you say, but you can't go now. You say, I can't go. You say, okay, no, I'll pay your bill. You're already putting him in a jeopardy. And the man who gave the money to him is a man who have an agenda different from the agenda this young man you want to bring on board have. And then when he goes there, he tells the young man that, you know, I paid your bills. Wow. You must do this for me.
We can go on and on, but our time is up. We'll find out another time. We'll just pick a time to really talk about this issue because the Senate, the Red Chamber, they are serious about this. And it emerged from the action of Reverend Father, Hyacinth Aliyah, the governor of Benue State, truncating the transition, or will I say the tenure or duration of the local government. And they are saying if you don't bring them back, it's going to be across the board, no more allocation until you governors do the right thing. No,
if you have, sorry, my dear, I know this is our last point.
Yes.
My point is this, is that if you have such serious conviction, then examine what the process is at.
Okay. Well, we're going to revisit this talk, but for now, we are saying have a wonderful Sunday. Bye for now.